In 2010, this area was just a desert, and now it's the world's best shot at developing shale outside the U.S., Vaca Muerta in the Neuquén Basin in Argentina. The rock is thicker than the Permian, so more oil is trapped. It has higher pressure, so tap it a little and you can get a lot of oil. It's massively underdeveloped with just a fraction of the rigs the Permian has, and the land is cheaper, especially at the height of the land grab in the U.S. Enter Vista, the first independent oil company operating in the region. It has plans to grow production to over 60,000 barrels of oil equivalent a day by 2022, reduce costs, and improve speed, taking on the mentality of a U.S. E&P. The problem? The government. It just imposed a 90-day freeze on fuel prices, which means producers are getting about 20% less for their barrels, cutting into their production costs. And that's the business-friendly government. The probable victor in the October elections is Alberto Fernandez and his running mate Cristina Kirchner, former populist president known for nationalizing industries. And Vaca Muerta is stuck in the middle.
I caught up with Miguel in Argentina a few months ago and asked what he's doing that's so different and what he's learned so far.
We are learning a lot of things. The first thing that we learn is that our completion design is contacting more rock.
What does that mean?
It means that the water and the sun is reaching places that usually we don't see or we don't thought we are going to reach. We put 10 clusters in every stage. That means in every stage is 75 meters of part of horizontal well. And then we went with a very high density of the way that we frack that stage. That clearly is part of what is giving us a good result. The second thing is that we're planning very well. We're planning with that concept of cube, where we place wells in different horizons in order for them not to have a high level of interference. And that also allows us to contact more rock.
And to that point, I feel like some oil companies have tried things like 12 wells per pad. What's going to be your max?
Today, we are not planning 12 wells per pad. There's always a trade-off between operation and production and how much you delay production. 4, 6 seems to be in the sweet spot for us.
You need water and sand to come in, and then you need oil to go out. Can you just give me an idea of like the traffic of what comes in and out of here?
We are planning to develop our sand mine very close to where we operate. And when I say very close compared to what we are doing today. That sand may not have the top quality that we were planning to, but what US have proved is that we don't need that high spec sand, that we need to be very pragmatic on the quality and also on the cost of the logistics. The other option is to do it in silos, and to silo transport it to trucks. It's very efficient, because the sandbox goes to a conveyor, and from the conveyor goes straight to the blender.
All of that costs money. So what's the trade-off? Are you going to have a constant premium in terms of well costs to the U.S.?
Well, we are today more expensive than the U.S., no doubt about it. I think part of that comes from the economy of scale. I think part of that comes because we have not yet achieved the level of efficiency that U.S. has.
What kind of rate of return do you consistently expect?
It will be probably around 40%. So I believe with the EURs, with the ultimate recovery that we are planning, and we will get a very good return of investment. But this is also a growth game. If we manage to move Vista from $200 million EBITDA to $900 million EBITDA in 2022, just taking a very small portion of our resource, well, Vista will be a great company.
What's the biggest challenge, problem, thing you had to overcome?
Bringing that company up with the culture that we want, with the talents that we want, attracting the right people, having our own way of working. When you have the right team, when you have them motivated, when you have the technology and you have high ambitions, I think things start to happen and are happening to us.